Hi, welcome to Versus, where we watch 2 TV shows so you don't have to. Today we have...
Versus.
Right, so I'll be honest, we're all just stressed and tired and working too much, and I want to just pick some like nice slice of life, no stress anime. So I just went on Crunchyroll and went to slice.
I don't want stress it.
Yeah,
Crunchyroll, give me things with no
basically,
stresses.
there's a whole slice of life section. So I've gone for these two. Just because they're relaxed. I didn't really know much about them, but I knew there'd be no stress, no murders.
You don't need stress in a life.
Yeah.
Although there was that one that there was a slightly horrifying thing that happened in the second one.
More like an existential.
Yeah,
like,
but I mean it's big. I mean like
I
wouldn't know what to do. I'd be shocked to my core. Anyway, where do these people? Where's she gonna live? Anyway, right, we're gonna go with
both actually the connection is they're both in Akihabara.
That is the
I didn't
connection.
pick it, but that's the connection, and they're both just about having jobs. So the first one is Blend S. You might know the intro from just a meme thing.
Shut the fuck up. No one cares. Know your fucking place. Trash.
But basically, it's about a girl called, I think it's Maika, who wants to get a job. She wants to travel for Europe, study abroad in Europe.
Is that what she wants to do? Okay.
She wants to study abroad. And her mum's like, all the sisters like, we'll pay
She did
for it.
give off a lot of mum vibes.
Yeah, I thought it was
didn't
more
she?
for ages.
I was like, that's your mum.
And then she's like, no, I want to earn my own money and get a job. And she just gets rejection letters. She also has
She's got something about her eyes.
very sinister eyes,
Yeah.
like hollow eyes. So she's going off to another job interview because, as I say, she keeps just failing at life because of her eyes. And she bangs into this blonde guy at the station, and it's all a bit weird.
Yeah.
And she's wearing she's wearing glasses as well to pretend like she's got normal eyes, but she still looks like
she still
a bit creepy.
she just looks normal. To me,
Yeah, but
she
it's
just
one
looks
of
like
those stupid things. It's some really ugly
I
girl
get
with
it,
paint
yeah.
on her overalls or whatever.
Yeah,
It's like,
okay,
oh,
yeah.
no, find a boyfriend.
Take the hair off.
Yeah. Take
the whole hair off.
all the
Shave
hair off.
hair off.
And then so
anyway, so she bumps into this guy, then she goes for another job interview,
And
which
it's-
doesn't go well. Again.
No, that's the place.
No, it doesn't go well. And then she's like, "Oh, I'm really sad, so I'm gonna have to go to this."
If you've made up another job interview,
No,
you have.
she goes for another job interview. There's 2
I have
job
no
interviews,
memory of it.
and she goes up and she's like, "Why don't they let my eyes in the window?"
Oh yeah.
And then the guy's there, and
Shit,
he
yes.
works in there.
Yeah.
So turns out she's using the mirror from the blonde guy. Anyway, right. So the blonde guy's like, she goes blonde hair, and then he goes black hair, and it's
That's
like
love, Mark. That's
No,
what love is. When you
but
meet the person
the
you
thing
love.
is, okay, is that what you do? You just shout at the colour of the
Yeah.
hair. It's not as if he's
But you gotta
infatuated
walk
by
away.
that black hair, because otherwise he would be infatuated with every single person in Japan.
He is obsessed.
With blonde hair, with black
this
hair.
woman. Yeah.
Okay.
With he's called Dino Roma from Italia. From
Is that
Italia,
not a
yeah.
very Italian name?
Super Italian name?
Dina Roma.
And what was it, Micah? I feel like she's called Micah. But basically, anyway, she ends up going into this cafe where this Dino guy works. He's sort of the manager guy. He's basically he's a bit of a creep because he's just like, please work here, and so we start our relationship.
Confesses his love to her several times.
Non-stop. His nose, classic, just bursts continuously.
Yeah.
He bleeds a lot throughout the show.
See, I first off thought this was really creepy, and then I did a bit of a U-turn because we discover that the reason why he wants them to work, he wants her to work there, is because it's a personality cafe.
Yeah, but no,
where
but
they have
he's
loads
still
of
obsessed with
different
her.
personalities.
That's
Is that not just his
no,
personality?
that he's upset. He's only obsessed with her. He doesn't give a shit about anyone else there.
Maybe he's just trying to show that this is his personality.
No, I don't think he.
probably
No, because
not.
he's just the manager. I don't think people come to see.
They don't come to see him. But then again,
No.
some people would come to see him if he was like super like fucking in your face. You know, you
Yeah.
wouldn't. You'd find it awkward.
I.
Who wants to go to this cafe?
It kind of looks a bit like a maid cafe, but it's more like a personality cafe. So people go in. It kind of reminds. What's that restaurant you can go to where people
it's
treat you
that
like shit?
Bitch one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you go there, you're expecting to be treated like shit. Whereas if
Yeah.
you go into this one, there could be someone that's really nice. There could be someone that's also weirdly your sister. There could be someone who's this. There could be someone who's a bitch. You'd be like, oh, which one are you? Oh, you're the nasty one.
Well, I'm
Or
assuming
like, you know,
they,
you have
I'm
to gear
assuming
up
they
for
phone
it.
ahead and go,
Can I get the
is
nice
Cassandra
one?
in? Like, or
Right,
whatever. And it's
okay.
like, oh, she's not working today.
Oh.
But she's the lying one.
I
So
don't-
who she is, or I don't know, something like that. I'm still never going to be comfortable with.
So you pick up
yeah.
the person on that lies picks up the phone. You're
Yeah.
like, wait, but are you thingy?
This is the library.
Oh, no.
I'm never going to get used to the thing where they have a very young girl and they're
Who's-
like, oh, I'm actually 27 or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, stop doing that. I'm sure it's a thing for some people, But that's
I feel like each one of the people was a fetish.
it's a kink. No, it's a
Was
kink
a fetish.
cafe. That's what I
Yeah.
thought straight away. Kink cafe. Yeah.
So each one of them is like a kink. So it's like it's
Is it like
a bit weird.
Sundray or whatever?
Yeah,
I know
what
that
does it say?
one.
What
That
is that one?
So it's just
Because
like
she seemed like she was also a bit of a bitch.
It's sort of like obsessive angry girl, basically. It's like a.
Oh,
it's like
so
a
she's really into
archetype.
video games.
Yeah,
That's why
but
she's so
no, but
obsessed.
she's also like obsessed with guys, but also hates them and is not interested, but then interested. Basically, a bit of a psycho, but that's like that's
Okay,
like
I
the one I
kinda know
knew
that-
straight away.
Okay.
And that was just thingy from Dragon Maid anyway. I think it's just things had fallen off. That's
Oh,
literally
yeah,
it was exactly the same.
she did. But maybe is that not her doing that? Yeah,
I don't know.
Is
But
that
it
maybe
did, that's
the-
I thought because I was like, it's the same animation because they just looked like the same person.
Maybe everyone's just angry.
But the guys love it who came in. They were bleeding everywhere. Like,
Wait, so everyone bleeds?
well, no, but the
No.
two guys.
Oh, yeah, they
seem
had
to be the two
ketchup.
nerd
They
guys.
had
Who,
ketchup,
obviously
that was
two nerd
ketchup.
guys who turned up
Yeah.
with. Oh yeah, sorry.
That was ketchup. That wasn't bleeding.
So yes, but when the girl's like, she finds out the job is basically she has to treat people like shit. They're like, you're perfect. And at first she's a bit nervous when she gets into it. So she's like writing ketchup. And one of them was pig fodder. I remember she wrote on the thing. And then it was just like, why you, basically just being a complete bitch. But the guys absolutely love it. And then some other
So
guys
it
who have,
definitely is a king thing.
yeah. And then there's some guys who like 3DSs, clearly.
Yeah.
And then the Sundray girl,
Loves Monster
Kaho,
Hunter.
was like, oh yeah, it's Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
And she's like, I've friend requested you, blah, 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 don't talk to me, whatever.
Yeah.
So
So it was kind of like, so it's, But I think it's literally just going.
it's mostly anger. Oh no, but then there's the little
yeah, but I
sister
feel
one
like
who's a bit like.
Yeah, but she's also angry.
No, but
maybe
she did the thing where
snaps.
she switches on. Yeah,
She
yeah.
switches to a
Yeah.
weird child persona. I think each one is going to be like a weird thing. Like one of them's going to be some sort of, I don't know.
Hopefully the fetishes don't go too much further than they are. But it just
I
seems
think
to
they're going
be-
to go. I think we've got 3 more people coming,
Yeah.
and there's going to be 3 more weird fetishes. I don't know
Yeah.
what the weird fetish is going to be. Scat.
Yeah, I didn't know you were going to say scat. To be honest, I quite
I wanna
liked
go
it.
in there.
It was pretty chilled out.
Yeah, I would like to see. This one I felt like didn't have as many. This one was clearly going to be like client of the week. You know, like
Yeah.
every single week was going to be like a different client. She had to overcome a kind of different person, and someone's really nasty back to her, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I don't know how to deal with
Because
it."
she's sort of pretty much worked out everything already. She's like,
Yeah.
she's really good at a job
By the
straight
end
away.
of it, yeah, she's sorted.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
she's
yeah.
just got those eyes.
Yeah.
Maybe she meets someone else with.
Yeah, but she was also
purple
good at
eyes.
just being a bit fucking. I wish I'd written down more of her things, but she was just good to treat people like shit. I like
Yeah,
that.
it was quite good, wasn't it? It was kind of like watching the thick of it.
I'm gonna take your bollocks, I'm gonna fucking rip them off, I'm gonna fucking paint eyeballs on them.
So there was that one.
Which I enjoyed as well.
I thought
why-
the animation was just very good, especially compared to the other one. The other one's a bit newer, but I'm sure I don't know the same studio as Dragon Maid, but to me it was like a really similar, like very just slick animation, all the movements, all the backgrounds, and I'm sure it was around Akihabara. I'm sure of it, but then the next one is around Akihabara, so it made me.
I
Maybe I was
have
wrong.
really bad internet, so I feel like maybe I wasn't appreciating that because it was a little bit pixelated.
It's always the
for me.
fucking bridge. It's that bridge with the train going
Yeah.
across. So this girl's
It's
in
like, what's the thing with
1992. Akihabara and panicking, and then the show then it starts.
Which I liked. I thought that was quite good because I would have had no idea.
what was going on.
But then by the middle, by pretty much 5 seconds into it, I was like, oh, okay, so she's got to go back in time to make the games that she wants to make. Anyway, she's a game designer. Well, she's not really a game designer. She's an illustrator.
She's an illustrator. She does Shoujo games. Shoujo games, which are basically it's called like beautiful girl games. They're like
Adventure
a choose your own adventure.
Okay.
So they're on like Windows.
So
when
it's
you
not
click.
sexy.
The sexy ones, of course, there is. Yeah.
That's what MILF Hypnosis
But they,
is.
because actually
Is it-
after it,
But was it originally the ones that she's like? Okay, sorry to skip ahead, but the ones that she's really into.
yeah, they're all real ones.
Are they
'Cause I
naughty
looked
ones?
after they're real ones, but I think
Are they
all of them
naughty
have a
ones?
little bit of dating, and it's just like a,
Okay.
you know what I mean? It's like a life simulator.
But
where
it's
you
not
click through.
necessarily all like just you watching someone banging someone.
No.
And
But
it's
then
like,
they've
play
obviously
with the nipples.
Yeah. They've obviously evolved into that.
Sorry
But
to
it's
see
it's like a. Do you know, bizarrely, in that first in Blend S, they did a bit where it turned into one. But basically, a girl called. She's not called Akihabara because that's the fucking. What the fuck is she
She's
called?
called MILF Hypnosis.
Yeah. So basically, there's a lovely girl. She's a lovely girl.
She's a lovely girl.
And she's an illustrator at this
Dead
this
nice.
place called, was it Bluebell?
Oh yeah.
Bluebell Studios, and they make video games, but like life
Weird.
simulator games.
Weird
And the
MILF
one,
Hypnosis games.
yeah. So the one that they're starting out on now is MILF Simulator, MILF Hypnosis, and their boss, who you never see his face, has the widest fucking face because it kept showing him from behind, and he had like these big jowls. You don't remember when he's shouting at, and he's
I
like,
think-
"Read our new proposal. It's MILF Simulation, like hypnosis simulator. Get drawing." And the main girl wants to. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I think that he's going to be one of the people that's in that room. right at the end.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that.
Do you know?
Well,
I think
it's
he's
the same
it's
place,
going to be.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same place. It's the same
Let's not
building.
spoil.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But well, I mean, they're probably hopefully what. But
There's
you know,
no way
I
no
think
one's
they're
caught
going to
up with
be.
that.
They're going to be at the. I think they're going to be.
It's going to be that
it's gonna
programmer
be him.
guy, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's going to be like, and she's going to be like, you need to love your job, and you need to be better
Yeah.
at your job, and then that's why later on, when she goes back, it's going to be like, you're the head of the studio, and
Yeah.
she's going to be like, you're going to be the head again, and I don't know, I think that's the way.
So basically, she's working on games she doesn't want to do. She wants to do like a Beautiful Girl game, but like a classic Bishoujo game where it's like a girl
just
doing
banging mills.
just banging mills, and she's just like, all I get to do is draw men's backs, and she's just colouring in men's backs.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it was like because obviously it's all the
yeah,
background
no, yeah,
and stuff of the
but
thing.
yeah.
So she just is obviously got loads of ideas, and at one point she's like, I've got this great idea for a game, blah blah blah, and she ends up talking for like 45 minutes, and they're like,
I
shut
like
the
that.
fuck up, we haven't
That
got
was
enough
a good point.
time.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, I want these space battles and this, and he's like, people want milfs, they're
Yeah.
gonna pay what, like 1,000 yen, that's all they pay, they're not gonna buy a full price, or 4,500.
4,500. So how much is that? I was trying to work
So
it out.
1,000 yen at the moment is about £5.
Okay, so well, it's still quite expensive. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
So she works this place, and she's basically just underappreciated. And she goes home and she like looks at a wall. And she's doing all these designs for things, but they're never actually like progressing. She never gets to make the game
Yeah.
she's dreaming of. And she wants it to be about girls who just like progress in life and aren't just getting banged with hypnosis.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And then she goes, oh, so it's Akihabara because they go to past Radio Kaikan. There's loads of shops.
Yeah, I thought it was quite cool,
I was
that.
like, yeah, Radio Kaikan.
And then so then she walks down. So does she live there? She walks down like a little back alley. And
Yeah,
then
I think she
finds-
lives just round the corner from where she works, but then she's on walking and it's very Homer Simpson when he gets the monkey's paw, I thought. I know the thing
yeah,
doesn't
it's a bit
disappear,
like
but
that.
she goes to that shop and it's like, the shop's gone.
It
And then
always
he's like, oh
runs.
no, I'm over here. Like, he's just somewhere else. It's like this other bit. But she sees this old second-hand shop called like Bing Bong Game. What was it? Bing? Something like that. It was like Bing Bing Game. And there's some old lady who kind of doesn't even really understand what games
She doesn't
are.
even know what she's fucking doing. Where's she got those games from?
No.
Who's she pricing that up for? Where'd she? What? Her
Yeah.
son just died, and then she
Maybe.
just got all the games, and
And
just
no one's
like,
there.
Who cares? I'll sell these games.
So she's looking in the bargain bin of this old lady's shop, and she finds all these games. One of them's called like Canon, which I googled, and that is like the second biggest selling PC game ever in Japan.
Oh my god.
So it's like one of the original. I think it's from like the early '90s. I don't know if she's making that game. I don't know, obviously, because he must have some
Yeah,
sort of
'cause, like-
licenses to mention games. I
But
don't
also, like, what is the like? So when did those games come out?
in the early '90s.
In the early 90s.
Yeah.
So they're
But-
probably already
But
out.
that Canon game is on the Switch.
But is it
like
already
they've-
out when she goes back to 1992? So is she going to turn up with all these games and go, let's just copy these games?
I think
Or-
she's going to copy the games.
Oh no!
So I don't think
See,
it'll be out
don't
in
want that.
92.
I hope that it's like they're coming to the end of like the high best golden era, and now she's in the silver era, and she's got all these golden era games, and she's like, these are all the games that I love, and they're already out, and everyone's got them in the
Maybe
thingy. But she's going to bring her expertise knowledge from the future and bring it into.
Maybe she already created some of those games and you can't remember it or something. Maybe she was part
Oh,
of those
mind
games.
blown! And she
Yeah.
opens the game and she looks, and her picture on
name's
the
in it,
face
yeah.
because they have pictures of
Or
the
she
people like that.
designed, yeah, or she designed the girl picture. But no, all these old games where she's basically going through like, it's like me, it's like, oh, Ocarina of Time or Metal Gear 1 or
Yeah.
these. It's like, why is no one fucking playing these old games?
Yeah.
I know you can't control them anymore. They're terrible, but they're great. And she's like selling them for like 70p each.
Yes.
And she has this big rant to the granny. And the granny clearly doesn't really get
She doesn't get
She's
it,
like, what
but
this
she's
game's
also
about?
clearly she's also
She's a
genie.
ghost or a genie,
Yeah, she's some sort of magician.
Yeah, so the girl's late for lunch, so she runs off, and then at the end of a shift, she's like, I'll go and say hi to the old lady, be nice to her, and then the shop's just
She
empty.
buys her some.
And it's just a bag in a shop.
Some what's his face. She
So it's
buys
all.
some, like,
Oh, she put like, the fish
little
thing with the
squid
bean
rolls.
stuff in it.
Is it squid? Oh, I thought
it's
it
the
was
fish
squid
shape.
balls.
Oh, I thought she. Oh, did she get on?
No, I thought it was
not takoyaki. Or,
Yeah, I thought that was what it was.
I don't
But
know.
You probably know more than me. You're better than me.
I
at
saw
that.
the fish shapes. I assumed it was one of those ones with the horrible bean stuff in it. Right.
Beanie. Yeah, and then so she goes, and yeah, it's just a magic
Just a little
thing.
bag
yeah,
with a name
but,
on it.
But yeah, weird. And so, but how did all those things that she picked fit in that tiny little bag?
She's stacked them. They're good at.
She's good, really
She's
good,
good at
at
packing them up.
stacking.
That old lady.
The bag was like.
Did you see
that
how clean
small.
that shop was? Literally
Yeah.
everything.
How did
was,
she pack it all up? She's not.
was
She's
magic.
a genie. She's a
She was definitely
genie.
magic.
She's a genie.
But she's a bad. It's like a monkey's paw thing, I think, because the girl wants to create like
Do you think
games,
it's a
but then
bad
she's
thing?
getting thrown into the past.
Yeah, but is she going to be like?
Unless she can travel back in time like Good Night Sweetheart or
Thing is,
something.
though, yeah, but also like she doesn't seem to have anyone really in her life at the moment.
No,
I
she
know we've
lives
not
on her
seen
own.
anyone.
She looks about
seems
12.
Very,
but
very
I think
depressed.
she must be like in her 20s. I imagine
Yeah.
she's got her own apartment and stuff. Like
She seems very depressed, and she seems pretty much like she's bummed out. But if she can go back and she can live with all the people who absolutely love that same things that she loves, then
Yeah.
she might be happy.
I kind of got the thing that maybe she'll get involved in those games that she loves, But I think it might be one of those things where they say, like, we love Star Wars and that. But if we were suddenly back in time and actually one of the people working on Star Wars, you kind of go...
You don't want to change anything.
But also you might go, oh, it wasn't that great. I had to fucking cut all these boards up and make a Death Star thing. And it's like the magic might be taken away from these games where she's obsessed and like these are absolute classics. But when she's actually been there... So basically she ends up going back in time, runs around, it cuts back basically to the start, and she's like, what year is this? And it's like, it's 1992. And then the man says like 15 times, like, it's 1992, it's 1992. And then she just runs, and then it cuts to her office building, but in 1992, and all these people are coding on these shitty old like MS-DOS computers.
Which I really, when I was listening, I really liked the sound
all
effects
the old
they've
noises
got.
and stuff.
The noises are very good. It was very relaxing, hearing all the.
Yeah,
I kind of there's a new fashion trend that's going on. It's not a
fashion trend.
It's not a fashion trend. Anyway,
we know fashion.
It's a trend, and everyone's using these old style keyboards now.
Oh, the really clicky ones.
Yeah, and part of me's like, maybe I want to click a keyboard.
Yeah.
I like this. So they ran into each other, and then they bumped into each other. They ran into each other's faces. I don't know if they're going to be.
The head programmer guy of her company is like, fucking hell, I hate these B show games. Never going to be successful.
He's clearly.
I feel like they're making like the first one ever, and he's like. And then he's like, I can't believe we've been doing this, we're wasting our time. And then they just run into each other. She drops all the games. I think she drops all the games, doesn't she? I feel like. Oh, yeah, because at the end, he's just like on his back and she's just sat on it. He's just like, what? And then it cuts. He just goes like.
Never done.
So she's obviously going to get involved in, I'm assuming, creating the games, or I don't know. But I had no idea.
I just don't want her to just commit blatant plagiarism. I hope all these games are already out.
I think they're making a different game. And she's going to go back to her time, and her game will be in that box. So the bargain bin, it'll be another game that she...
It's going to be like Your Name, where she goes back and forth.
So like or Good Night, Sweetheart. Yeah. That's what it's going to be. But I think it's going to be her creating her class. Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you call that? Just the classics. Like, obviously, all those old games that now people don't care about. But that Canon game is, say, it's on the Switch. It's like, do you know what I mean? It shows the list of what it's been ported to.
So in there, I didn't know who those people were. So that makes sense because obviously we don't get these games. But all the other games we get. I thought they were like Final Fantasy characters or like Dragon Quest characters.
There was some stuff on the book. Is it like Fate? Also, there was certain stuff on like the. I think she was on the train.
Is this
she was looking.
In this?
Yeah, so, I feel like she was looking at some advertisements, and I feel like some of those. Let's say that Canon was real.
But when we go, like when we've been to Akihabara, there's like that huge Sega building. Well, it's not there anymore, obviously. But like, that had a huge, all loads of things all over it. And 90% of it, I had no idea what it was, and I was like, "Oh, look, there's Ray," or whatever. You know, it was like
what is
you
this?
Sort of everyone else you don't know, but obviously it makes sense if they're all from that. Because she was looking out the window, being like, "Oh, I would love to create these beautiful girls. Look how many are surrounding us." And Japan is full of them. And it's just like,
but like, just have,
I had no idea it all came from this
thing.
Weird day-to-day weird life.
And you're like, is this for a game? Is this for food? Like, it's just an image of some girl with some writing, and you go, I don't understand what they actually. And it'll be like, this is insurance or whatever. Like, it could be literally anything.
It's just a mascot for that thing. It just shows how much it's bled into, everybody's mind about.
Well, it's like I remember going past. It was like Louis Vuitton or something in Japan, and it had the Final Fantasy girls.
Yeah, so they used them.
It was like, but holding real
Louis Vuitton bags,
handbags. But it's just massively ingrained into the culture. It's like us having Jeremy Beadle holding like a pie. Or something.
It doesn't happen though. When are we seeing that?
Because for us, it's just celebrities advertising products. That's all it is. But I think a lot of characters. It's like Super Mario. Super Mario still advertises stuff in England.
Do you know what we do a Footload in England? We're fucking obsessed with puppets. I don't think America's as obsessed with puppets as we are. We've got Monkey. We've got fucking Flat Eric.
Have you ever seen the Scottish power the Scottish caterpillar? It's like for power, electricity, and it's like a caterpillar with like a big moustache.
Is he a modern caterpillar? Or is
he's like made of... No, like a body... What do you mean? Like
is he back in the day?
But yeah, the two shows, there's no stress. I like them. I think I slightly preferred the first one, but there's not much in it. They were just like super chill, no hassle shows, and that's what I needed because it's Christmas.
You're very right, and I appreciate that. Appreciated the chillness of them. I would say this: the first one, I think I liked the premise of it a bit more, and I probably want to watch it a bit more than this one, than the 16-bit one. Although we have discussed a lot of 16-bit, and I got quite into the idea of what would happen later.
It's more the mystery of what it's going to be, whereas the other one's more like,
we kind of know what's.
But they're both kind of, what does your job entail? That's essentially what they are. Like, what's this job I've got now?
I think I like the humour more maybe of Blend S. Yeah. But the stagnation in the way it was like sort of like very like chibi, and then when
Yeah.
it cut quite quickly, it was quite a lot like a child's thing instead of a bit more an adult's thing. It was quite childish in a way. Not that I hate that massively, but that let it down a little bit for me. So I think maybe I will go for 16-bit Syndicate, because I don't.
Is that what it's called? It's not called 16-bit.
Sorry, 16-bit
Sensation, then it's like another level. Because then I suddenly thought
Oh, yeah,
later on, I was like,
the next
shit.
layer.
Is that what it is?
The
That's
next
what it is.
layer. I don't know why it's layer. I was like,
programming layers, or I don't know.
is that what
Because
they
I
do?
suddenly panicked and thought, is this a sequel? Like, because the extra bit sounds like it's the.
Damn it! I've not even watched the.
Yeah.
I've not watched
But I was like,
8-bit.
what will be the first beat? Maybe Canon came out later on. Maybe 92 is too early for Canon, but it came out in the 90s. I think it was on
She
the.
needs to not plagiarize, Joe. Wouldn't that be mad if she looked at it and she was like, I never actually looked at who made it.
But if you suddenly went back in time and invented
Yeah, okay, yeah, you
the
would
new Godzilla
obviously
film,
go and do a lot
you
of
don't know
annoying things.
you haven't
You
remem-
wouldn't
you
be
can't
naughty.
remember it yet because you haven't gone back to do it.
No.
Okay, so Canon came out in 1999.
Yeah, you see, that's too. She's plagiarized it. She's gonna be naughty.
Yeah.
Don't be naughty. Do you think that she's gonna go back, and then when
No,
she
no,
goes
no.
back tomorrow or whatever, and she chats to her boss, the boss is gonna be a bit more empathetic, and things will have slightly changed with him.
He'll
So she's
soften.
changing him through time,
Yeah. It's Inception basically, but with the past, not your brain.
or Interstellar,
Yeah.
because she goes back and changes, and he does the books.
Oh, he does go back in time. Yeah. Nolan's ripped off anyway. Whatever it is. Well, this has just come
Yeah.
out, so they probably ripped Nolan off. So in this episode,
Plagiarism.
of plagiarism.
All
It's all about plagiarism. The whole thing. So in this episode of Versus, the winner is.
No one. It's a draw.
No one. Just
Sorry.
watch them both. They're both chilled out. It's Christmas. Have a lovely time. There's a Christmas tree right behind you. You can't see it, but it's beautiful.
It's there.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Maybe one video before the end of the year. Maybe two. We'll see. Mark, have you ripped me off -1 yet?
No, I can't
Find it. It's got good
one
reviews.
yet.
Goodbye.
We're Dinosaurs Attack.
She's a fucking nerd. She's a fucking nerd. She's a fucking nerd. Pious with the pliers, relieve you of some teeth. Come expecting nothing but pain beyond belief. What she does is holy and a bit out of controlling. Don't try to kick the habit, you won't like what's underneath. I think it's time to blow your mind. Don't know if you reckon you could try to make a stand. Inform your next of kin and cancel any plans. I'd say it's best to hide if she's stopping by. Even if she has no weapons, she'll hit you with her bare hands. I think it's time to blow your mind. She's a killing machine. You see the gleam. My advice is to run from the double-eyed bastard nun. So here she comes. She's a fucking nun. 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 She's a fucking nun.
Noise.
Noise.